All right. So we're looking at spreadsheet, and at the end of this class, you should be able to define a spreadsheet, discuss some of the features and limitation of a paper spreadsheet, start Excel, identify the features of a workbook. All right. A spreadsheet comprises a grid of numbers. Okay. Yes, comprises of a grid of numbers, lettered, a grid of numbered rows and lettered columns. So the numbered part is the row, and the lettered part is the column. Okay. And of course, in between them, in between the rows and columns, you have a cell. So that cell is that, that box part of it. Okay, that's the cell. So defining a spreadsheet. Before we compare the paper spreadsheet to the electronic spreadsheet, it is important to clarify exactly what a spreadsheet is. So a spreadsheet contains information written in tabular form. I said that earlier when we just started, that it contains information in tabular form. So when we say tabular form, it does not mean tables of wood. No, that's not what we mean. When we mean tabular form, we mean something like this. You can see your screen. When you have, this is a table. Okay. Yes, you can have something like this and just, and in there you present informations. So once you have these combination of lines, dividing the surface on which you are making that information available, dividing it into two different parts, then you have a table. Okay, so when there is a table on a paper or on any platform that is meant for writing or imputing of any form of information, you say that that particular substance is tabular, right? And this, when we have table, we will definitely get to have rows and column, all right? Rows and column. And if it is spreadsheet contains both words and text. Okay. In some cases, there might just be words, that will not be text. In some other cases, there will be words and text. All right. And in some cases, there will just be just text. Yes. Okay. For instance, I'm using spreadsheets to record students when they come to me, whenever they approach me for anything that should help them with maybe TMA or stuff like that. I record their information. So whatever it is that I will need. Okay. If I will need their matric number, their login details, whatever it is, okay, maybe their department and stuff like that, I will impute it on the spreadsheet so that I will not forget, because I'm working with a lot of people. The same thing applies to other stuffs that we do in our offices as well. Some of us, people make requests, okay, they come and they place orders, and you need to notice somewhere that this person ordered this. Especially when you're not going to give that person that thing immediately, you might want to have it somewhere that, oh, this person was this in this quantity at this time. So you put it out there. So you just come to your spreadsheet, you adjust the cells to be able to fit what you want to type in, and you are good to go, right? If you are making financial information available through your spreadsheet, you will use more of numbers in such information, but there will still be words there, right? But there are some cases where you just have words. Okay, what matters most that makes it a spreadsheet is the presence of a table. All right. So here they told us that a series of data, a series, a series of data depicted horizontally is called a row. So horizontally means from one side to the next, from the right to the left or from the left to the right. You know, when it moves sideways, you can see the line I drew on the screen. That is what horizontal. So cells that are lined up in this form are what horizontal. So you call them what? You call them rows, please. You call them rows. So let us go back to our spreadsheet for the sake of those that just joined us now. Let's go back. You go back, you see it there. So in this case, if you look at this particular spreadsheet, you see, let me try to move. So as I'm moving, you can see the direction I'm moving. I'm moving along what? Who can tell me along with the what? Is it along the rows or column? You can
Along
tell
the
me.
roll.
Yes. So that is row. Okay. And if I start going this way, I start moving up and down. So I'm going down now. Start going up. Okay. This you can see that is what column. Column. All right. Now let's go back to the course material. Let's go back to the course material. Okay, now the primary, all right, they told us is column. Now, this data may consist of text. Okay, so it could just be text. So let's, if I have in my spreadsheet, which I will also go back to, we'll be going back and forth because I want it to be very, very practical. Going back and forth between, yeah. So we have this, let's say rats, sorry, rats, mouse, rabbits. You know, this is containing just text. Okay. It could also contain just raw numbers. So in a case like this, you have maybe, let me just put six, perhaps six of them, 12, and let me just say 40. So in this case, what you have is just raw numbers. You can also have what they call calculated figures, okay, or calculated results. So let's say here, I have something here, which is now the total, okay, the total of everything. So I have this cell and this, no, this cell and this cell. So I'll explain what I did there. Most of us that might not understand. Okay. So in this case now, this particular cell, this cell, this is cell C5. Okay, it is a figure that you have there. You have 46 here, which okay, I should do it this way.
Oh,
Okay, good. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that this particular cell, this one, this oh god, my key my keyboard is giving me issues. Okay. So this particular cell has a worked. Please, whose mic is on? So this one, this particular, I don't want to click on it again, so it's not bring out the formula I have there. This particular cell, that is cell C5. All right, it has number in it, but that number is a worked result. All right, is a worked result, is a calculated result. There is calculation on it. All right, using some other figures we have in other cells. Or these other cells here, cell C2, cell C3, cell C4. These ones are just raw numbers. They are just raw number, ordinary numbers that you just impute. But for this one, it's calculated. So you can have just text in your cell. You can have just raw numbers. And you can have calculated figures. Please note it down. They can ask you, even your TMA is always coming out. If you have been watching me, you see that most of the time when I come live is because I have seen some questions, some pattern of questions, very, very common in the TMAs. I just say that, okay, let me just discuss it. All right. So please just note that down. Now let's go back to our course material. If you have any question, please, the comment section. I cannot afford to be omitting us and be the comment section. Comment section is where to be. Put your before you forget it. If I need to attend to it immediately, I will attend to it immediately. If I need to bring it up after some time, I will, so that the class will not be clumsy. This one, it look like I'm going to upload video because the audio might not really make sense for some people. Where is the so back to our course material. We have already established the fact that what you have on your cell or the data you have on the spreadsheet can be raw numbers, it could be calculated results, it could just be text. And the primary objective of a spreadsheet is to keep a record of numerical information. Okay. Record purposes. Now, with the first spreadsheet we're going to be looking at is the paper spreadsheet. The paper spreadsheet. Now, in order to appreciate the Excel software program, it is helpful to understand the limitation of the paper spreadsheet. So paper spreadsheet is just the one we draw with our hands or we prepare with word processor. You understand? In this case, we're talking about spreadsheet. Okay. Yes, but when you actually prepare tabular information or tabular document or tabular whatever, all right, using word processor, okay, using word processing software like MS Word, what you're going to end up with is a paper spreadsheet. You will not have electronic, because on why this one now is why this one that we just opened, that is electronic, is that you can see how we manipulated it, and it gave us some kind of solution. Just imagine, and let me go back to that particular um, spreadsheet we opened so that I could show you something. There. If you are just joining us, you are welcome. You are listening to the voice of the boss. Okay, just in case if you don't know, this is the boss, the reigning boss, everybody's friend. Okay, so this place I have 6. If I make it 16, I enter. Then make it 2, enter. Immediately I entered, what happened? You can see this place, this last one that had 56 before, right? It had a particular figure, I think 58. It became 54. This one that is 40, let's change it to 440. You can see this last one has changed. So that is how beautiful this particular software is. So it's electronic. You can use it for so many other things beyond just typing and storing what you have typed. Okay, you can see that it has other characters which you will not readily have in a in a word processing software. So it is not paper at all. It's not paper, it is electronic. Please, if you are flowing, give me a love emoji. If you are flowing, give me a love emoji. If you have a question, drop it. I'm going to attend to it. I'm not even seeing anybody saying anything in the comment section. Maybe we are understanding. Okay, good. So we have a paper spreadsheet, and by paper spreadsheet we mean a non-electronic. So the opposite of paper spreadsheet is not carton spreadsheet. It is electronic, right? Yes. When we say paper, what we mean is what? Non-electronic, that has either been handwritten or typed. And when we say typed, that means typed using what? Word processor. Yes. It's not typed using well, even if you type it, using spreadsheets, all right. But when you print it, by the time you print it, it is no longer electronic, because at that point you really cannot. If you want to change it, you need to on that paper, as it is on that paper. Anything you want to do you understand? So anything you need to do, you will have to what? You will have to maybe cancel and erase and stuff like that, which is really not that nice to do. But if it is still in the it's still in your computer, all right, you can easily make adjustments without any skin pain. Now, working with a paper spreadsheet can be complicated and time consuming. Information that changes must be erased and rewritten. You can see, causing computation to be incorrect until they are redone. If any raw number changes, calculations dependent on that number have to be recalculated. Failure to do so will result in what? Incorrect answers. So what they are saying here is that, for instance, in the example I gave us, for example, the example I gave us earlier. All right. So in that particular example, in that particular example, you can see that I entered some figures and I worked on them. Now, if it was to be on a paper, that time I change those figures. Let's say that, okay, I made mistake in those figures and I want to change them. I will have to erase it. Maybe if I use pencil, I will have to erase them in order for me to write another one. If I'm to use biro, I will have to cancel. All right, I will have to cancel. All right, so that is what we are talking about. Okay, that is what we are talking about by saying that what if it is to be paper, you will need to what it can be time consuming, it can be challenging. All right, yes. But if it is to be But if it is to be, what do they call it? If it is to be electronic, very, very easy. No skin pain. Okay, right. Now, if any raw number changes, calculation depend on that number. That is what we just explained. Have to be recalculated as well. Okay, so it's not about just changing the figure. You need to recalculate those value manually and then impute them in your on the paper. All right, so that is what it means. Now, if any I've already explained. Now, failure to do so will result in incorrect answers. All right, so this causes a domino effect. Not, in other words, if information at the top of the spreadsheet needs to be recalculated, all subsequent calculations which are related to the initial calculation would need to be recalculated. For example, an incorrect entry in a checkbook can throw off a running balance. When the error is found, a significant number of computation may need to be done to arrive at a current balance. Paper spreadsheets have limited functionalities because they are static. In other words, their practical application is limited because of inflexibility. Soon you will see that electronic spreadsheets do not have limitations. So what they are saying here is that they are saying here is that paper spreadsheet has limitation. It has limitation, which has been well explained. The limitation there is that when you make mistake on it, or if there is any need for you to make improvements on it, okay, you either have to erase or cancel and also have to recalculate. If you have calculation, you have to recalculate, and so for that reason, you don't need it. You don't need the what do they call it? You don't need to um a word just eluded me. You don't need to be a stranger to that fact. Okay, you need to know that that is reality when it is what paper. When it's electronic, it's different or reverse is the case because you can easily go into the um the document and make adjustments, right? Just wipe and retype. And of course, once you make any changes, automatically by itself, it reflects on the calculation without you having to go back to make any correction. So this is a very good example of a paper spreadsheet. Okay. So this one, you can see here, they have months and they have different values. So then it is just a personal budget for a month. Okay, so you can see for January, the person has budget for rent. Okay, there's a budget for rent, telephone, utilities, everything you can see. So the budget for rent on January was 600, February 600, March is 600. So at the end of the day, at the end of the quarter, because a quarter is 3 months, he has 1,800, I think, rands, okay, to spend on rent. Telephone, 48 naira 25 kobo, February 43 naira 50 kobo, March, and then at the end of the day, at the end of the quarter, he has the budget to spend 133.85 rands. Okay. Now let's just assume that maybe this figure we have here now was a mistake. Okay. Let's assume it was a mistake. The person wanted to write 48, he now wrote 40, 43. Okay. What is he going to do? He's obviously going to have to cross it out, erase it, or even start all afresh to write a new one or type a new one. And of course, when he's done, he's also not going to have the same figure here anymore. So we need to calculate this one again, calculate it manually, get the result, and paste it. So it is very, very important that we know all these things, okay? Utilities, charge cards, heating oil, and so on and so forth. So all these are the different budgets and the total, okay? And they are made and prepared physically. All right. Now, self-assessment. This one we have to demonstrate. This course is is like a practical course. So most of the topics here, if you are studying it on your own or you're in any class and they're teaching it, you need to be practicalizing it. It's not something you just read like over that course material. And I love the course material because of the way that it practicalizes and demonstrates everything step by step. So here we want to, demonstrate what a paper spreadsheet looks like. Okay. So we have here an activity, and they say that you have to discover some of the features and limitations of what paper spreadsheet. Okay, so to examine a paper spreadsheet and observe the limitation. Now we have one here already. This is it. This figure 4.1. So this is a paper spreadsheet. So this one you have in your course material. We're going to observe it and then see the limitation, the weaknesses that a paper spreadsheet has. So we have here, they said, excuse me, look at 4.1. So this is 4.1. And then it illustrates a typical paper spreadsheet. This is the paper spreadsheet. It illustrates, okay? Now, observe how the information is arranged. It is laid out in what? Columns and rows. So this one is our column. Okay, and like this is our rows. Okay. Then look at the entries on the spreadsheet. Okay. Look at the entries on the spreadsheet. So this is the spreadsheet. So look at the entries. You see that it contains text. It contains straight or raw numbers and numbers that are the result of computation. So let me show you what they mean. Can you see my screen? Please comment. Oh my God. So you can see now here, We have text. So you can see all these ones are text. All these are text. January, February, March, quarterly total, they are all text. Then we have raw numbers. So all these figures here, 648.25. Everything you can see here, everything you can see here, everything you can see here. Okay, and that is a number. Are all raw numbers. Then this total, they are computed. So what you have here is a function of adding this, and this. What you have here is a function of adding this, and this. So this last one is what's computed. Okay. So that is what they are trying to explain to us. Then we have another one. Let's say, notice, look at the calculations. Okay, yeah, totally totals and balances at the bottom of the spreadsheet. Now, if you change any of the numbers that contribute to these calculation values, the total will have to be recalculated. This is one of the limitations. So you can see a catch, a struggle with what paper spreadsheet. So all these numbers that we saw above, okay, all these ones that are here, all these ones, if you change any of them, you will need to recalculate what you have here. Okay, and it's a challenge. It can be a challenge. Please, I believe all of us are in our GST general group. So I believe we are there because I will give us activity. Thank you. There's this particular person. I don't know her. I don't know who she is. Faith. She's really doing a good job. I think she'll be assisting me. So if you're not in the group, please try to let me know so I can add you. I think there are many groups that people are creating, different places for different reasons. But this one is for us to study. So if you are there, fine, good luck. If you want to join, let us know. Okay. All right. Now we have notice of the appearance of the total, right? So the total is, we have seen that, okay? The total computation in the quarter, that is quarter totals and monthly totals include rand signed to significant currency. So that rand is currency, right? The currency they spend, I think South African currency. Okay. Now observe the columns width. Some columns are wider than the others, yes. So depending on the kind of things they want to, present, you will have to adjust the columns. Now look at in this case, okay, this particular side, the last column, right? The last column was a bit wider than the column that are in between, right? And the one that is very at the extreme side, the extreme left, I'm going to call it now. To me, it's my left. I don't know what it is to you. This side, okay, this side of the table, okay, looks like it has the highest or the biggest space when it comes to the columns. Okay, so these are some of the things you need to understand. Okay, that when you are preparing um, a spreadsheet, you need to give consideration to the fact that some columns will definitely be larger than others. Some figures will be calculated, some figures will be raw, some text will have to be there. So all these things are very, very important. I believe somebody is taking notes, please. Is somebody taking notes? If you are taking notes, give me a love emoji in the comment section. If you are taking notes, give me a love emoji in the comment section. If you are taking notes, give me a love emoji in the comment section. Yeah, give me a love emoji in the comment section. What is happening? Are we too tired to give me a love emoji? Are we too tired to give me a love emoji? Give me a love emoji. Give me. Okay, you don't know where to drop your love emoji. Let me show you. I'm going to drop something now. So you can see that I've already dropped a thread. So respond to that. All right. Yeah, God bless us as we do. Yo. So we have further activity, right? They say in that figure above, the current amount for January telephone bill and change it to 55. So January telephone bill, this is January telephone bill. Okay, that is January telephone bill is 48 48 25. Okay, 48 naira or 48 rands 25 whatever. Don't know the second denomination of their currency. Okay, so we have this, and then also we should cross it and replace it with 55. Okay, let's go back. Then circle the number that must be recalculated because of this change. So when you have done this, they now expect you to tell us which number among all the numbers you are seeing here, after changing that telephone for January to 2055, one of the figures you have here, which is all the calculator figure, one of them will need to be recalculated by using 55 instead of 48. So who can tell me which of the figure is it going to be? You can drop it in the comment section if you can't say something now. You can drop it in the comment section. Okay. Still waiting. Oh, I'm still waiting for our response. Let's respond. Somebody say monthly January, monthly total in January. Very, very good. Thank you, Shefiat. You are following. So what you're going to change is the monthly total. Okay. So that is yes. So I'm going to change the month for January, which is to 55, as they have already told us. And then the calculated value that will be affected, okay, according to the question, is going to be the what? The quarterly total for telephone. So that is this particular figure. This 133.85 will need to be worked out. It will get some adjustments. Okay, that is what you have there. Okay, so away from that, let's move on and see what else they have for us. I believe this one is clear. So you can give yourself further exercises Okay, when it comes to paper spreadsheets, and when you see paper spreadsheet, you should be able to um identify it. Now we have the Excel program. The Excel program. All right. So away from paper spreadsheet, the next one you will have is Excel program. Now Excel is a software application that provides an electronic spreadsheet or worksheet environment. Excel worksheet is an electronic replacement for traditional planning tools. So is a replacement for pencils, erasers, the accounts ledger sheet, and the calculator. So all these things are being replaced with your Excel. So with your Excel, you can do what your calculator, your eraser, your pencil can just do it with ease. What you just have to do just to learn, and master the skills. An Excel file, which is called workbook, and contain worksheets. So let me show you that one. So you can see if you come here, you see down here, they said worksheet one. So this is worksheet one. If I want another worksheet, I'll click on plus. Another worksheet has been opened. So let's say in this worksheet one, you can see what I have there. In worksheet two, worksheet two. I don't have anything. Move it. Okay. So in worksheet two, I had nothing on it. I could just input something now to differentiate it. Okay. I can open another worksheet three. So you can see on a particular workbook, all right, you can open some number of worksheets. So worksheet three has been opened for me. Okay. Let me go back to the course material. So an Excel file called a workbook and contain worksheet. Excel can be used to manage numbers and calculation. You may use Excel for purposes such as setting up profit and loss statements, cash flow forecast, sales report, product list inventories, budgeting, project planning, and so on and so forth. So you can use you can use your you can use your spreadsheets, okay, to carry out all this, right? Yes. Now, unlike the paper spreadsheet, you can set up an Excel workbook as a responsive and dynamic work environment. You can create formulas in Excel that will get automatically updated when you change data. I've already showed you that one earlier. Okay, so once you once you actually change any of the raw numbers, okay, the calculated ones will automatically adjust by themselves. Okay. Now we have an exercise that is said starting or launching an Excel. Right. So to start, turn on your computer, click on Windows Start, okay, to access the Start menu and then choose Program Microsoft Excel. So that is if you have it installed in your system already. My system is already on, so I don't need to, and I'm using it to teach you. So I don't need to start demonstrating how to turn on a computer. I believe everybody here knows how to turn on a computer. Or is there anyone that doesn't know how to turn on a computer among us? Is there anybody among us that does not know how to turn on a computer? Yes, so yes. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Are we still there?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So I don't really think there's anybody that needs that. We can all turn on our system. So when your system is already on, just open Excel. And I've been showing you Excel on my screen. So that means my Excel is already turned on. Okay. So before you begin, ensure that the computer has been turned on and that's the window desktop is displayed. To start Excel and to exit from Excel. So what you do, click on Start button on the taskbar. Okay, and then the Start menu is displayed. So okay, so the Start menu is displayed. Then click on Programs on the Start menu. All these things are just prerequisites, like what you need to do before you now open your what do they call it? Your Excel. All right. So when it's turned on, you will see a place when you want to turn off your system, like when you want to boot and when you want to boot it, you as in turn it on. Let me just use it that say that way so that you understand. There's a power, like my own system, there's a power button I press when I want to turn it on and it will turn on. When I want to turn it off, I go to the start button. Okay. So there's a variety of options. I'll just go to the power, and when I hold it, I'm going to see shut down, sleep, sign in option, restart. If I want to restart, I will enter like I'll strike it. If I want it to sleep, that is to say the screen will stop showing, like the light will go off. I will do that. Okay, that is what they mean by sleep. So once you click on this start button, start button, other things will come up apart from the power. Like in my own case now, once I click on it, I'm going to see so many things. I don't know if I can share it with you. Let me check. Oh my God. I don't think I can share. I really can't share it. Sorry. So let's just look at what you have on this course material with me. So if I open my own start, I'm going to see Edge. I'm going to see Microsoft software. If you're using your system, you can try to do that and see how it's going to appear. I can see settings, I can see Instagram and so many things. Okay. So then the program sub menu is displayed. In the sub menu, click on Microsoft Excel. All right. And then Microsoft Excel is launched. Next, you will exit the Excel. That means when you are done. All right. So you click on File, right? File. This time around that we need to share. This time around we need to share our screen to show us the Excel. Okay. So I'll come here, File. So I have the file here. I'll click on it. Then here, I'll come here. Click on File, Save As, and boom, we are done. Okay. So next thing that we're going to do in the course is to go back to the course material and see how they concluded it. So click on File. The File drop-down menu appears. Then click on Exit. The Microsoft Exit is closed. So adjust it. Now, it's told you to start Excel again. Hint: if you need help, refer to the exercise above. And so what I'm just doing here is just to show you how to open an Excel, which is very, very simple. But I actually took my time to follow everything they are posting out here because of the fact that they are likely going to text you using the information they provided. Like, I hope you understand. They can tell you, like in your examination, when you click on, when opening your Microsoft Excel, right, which of the following steps is not required? You can ask question like that. I have seen something like that being asked. And that means you need to know all the steps in order to know which one is not in place or not aligning. That is what they're talking about. Okay. So, do we have any question? We'll continue some other time. Some of us we need to go to work tomorrow, so we need to go and rest. And I know most of us had a very long day. So, do we have any question? Do we have any question? Okay. So since we don't have any question, we can call it a night. All right. So please, I'm going to send the recording of the class, and we're going to have another one to complete this particular unit. Okay. So please, and then let's practice on our own. Don't just read it for reading's sake. Try to practicalize it so that you can be able to use the system. Remember that the reason why they are teaching you this course is for you to be able to get basic knowledge about computer, because you'll be needing computer knowledge in this quest. Okay. All right. So this has been the voice of the legit boss. Every other boss out there is nothing but just a counterfeit. Someone should pray for us so that we can go to bed. If you are led to pray for us, raise your hand.
Hello,
Yeah, good evening, sir.
good evening, everyone. Let me pray.
Yeah, yeah, pray for us.
Okay. In Jesus' name,
Amen.
our Heavenly Father, the Most High God, that you thank you so much for this. And as we come to the end of the day, listen, thank you for being us and giving to the pray that everything has been new in for it. Give us the knowledge to take it to action and to the God in help us at this time. Because we seek you among the living ones. Hallelujah. As we keep pursuing this area of growth and activity in the help us without you and our ways of Jesus. Help us know and be keep in track that will help us achieve our goals in Jesus' name. Thank you, really good at our prayer for Jesus' name. Pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, sir. So if you're just joining us, if you just join us for the first time today, we are always having classes here to complement what we do in our facilitation, and I'm the one coordinating it. I'm the person coordinating the class. So we just come here, we discuss. They have not had any facilitation on this particular course at all for this semester. So we have been discussing it over time. Other courses that they do have facilitations on, when we come around, those that were in the facilitation, if they have opportunity and interest, they can speak up and tell us one or two things that was done. All right. And in a time like this, we are supposed to psych ourselves up, look at back at the week that ending up or the week that we moved out of, and then brace ourselves up for the week that is coming. All right. So I really thank God for today, and I know that better things are yet to come.